Hey guys, Shaky Domain, Deboo.com with a Deboo.com surf forecast update. This forecast update effective around 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Tuesday, September 13th, 2016, and starts you off with a satellite loop of what is 93L Invest near the Florida coast. This had a 0% chance of development this morning at the 8 a.m. National Hurricane Center update. By 2 p.m., the National Hurricane Center has now bumped to a 40% chance of development, and we could have or could have been a tropical depression earlier. Regardless of whether or not this is a tropical depression, the outcome is going to be the same. Strong, heavy, gusty winds off the Florida coast. Surf has increased pretty good this afternoon here in Northeast Florida, and this system will also have an effect of what the winds are going to be for incoming Tropical Ian swell. Tropical Storm Ian now is located in between latitude 25 and 30. 30 lat is goes right across the top of Jacksonville, so it's just south of the Jacksonville line, but well out east into the Atlantic. Now, this system is producing swell, and at the current moment, this is a positive for swell production, but it's going to lose that here in about another 48 to 72 hours. Going to go into a buoy update with you, starting you off with the St. Martin's Buoy. St. Martin's Buoy picking up Tropical Storm Ian swell at about 7 feet 11 seconds out of the east. Going to move over to the PR buoy. This buoy is just located just north of PR, and PR is just starting to pick up on the front runner of Tropical Ian swell, 5 to 6 feet, 12 seconds out of the east, and then moving you further west to the South Bermuda buoy. South Bermuda buoy also picking up on front runner swell, Tropical Storm Ian, at about 2 feet 11 seconds. Now, the latest swell forecast 24 hours out of the Ocean Prediction Center showing 12 to 13 second east-southeast period swells developing over the next 24 to 48 hours. Now, this swell is not going to be for everyone. The swell will fill in for mid-Atlantic through the Northeast states over the next 24 hours or so, and then from the OBX south into Florida over the next 48 to 72 hours. The latest wind forecast, as you can see, we have Tropical Storm Ian out here well to the northeast of Puerto Rico. Again, in this location and in the shape of the storm, this is positive swell production, and we're seeing that on the buoys and in the latest swell forecast maps. Over here over Florida, here's that 93L Invest, and again, this is going to play into the factor of the winds when the Ian swell arrives. We'll walk you through just a short-term wind forecast, and models want to take 93L and move it up into Georgia. This image is for tomorrow, showing along the central to North Florida coast a side shore southwest wind developing tomorrow, and then going into Thursday. You can see Ian up in here in the top right-hand portion of your screen. Now it's heavily weighted with southwesterly winds on this side. That's negative for swell production, but as you can see, Florida now goes into lighter winds at the same time of arrival of Ian swell. Possible some offshore winds up into northeast Florida, down into central Florida, out of the southwest. We'll be keeping an eye on that. As far as New England surfers down into the Outer Banks, here's where you get robbed of the Ian swell. You can see high pressure is going to be starting to work its way into the Atlantic, and a stronger northwest fetch is going to develop here just south of Nova Scotia. Walk you into Friday, and you'll see that that high pressure now starts to dip in, so that's onshore flow Friday into the Outer Banks with a decent little northeast fetch, and that should help push Ian swell further into the coast, or actually aid it. And then, as you can see in here on Friday, possibly some offshore winds as the remnants of 93L start to dissipate. We'll walk you just a little bit further into Saturday. Guys, Saturday is the Sisters of the Seas contest at the Jacksonville Beach Pier. Looks like waves for contest, but we could have some inclement weather. Last year was no different. We had storms off the beach, but surf. So we're hoping that the weather will hold off for this year's contest. But you can see a nice northeast fetch that's out here east of the Outer Banks. Again, this image is for Saturday, and this will help continue to keep a push of swell in here to northeast Florida for the contest on Saturday with some offshore winds. I'm going to take you out here to the next system that we are watching. Again, here is Tropical Storm Ian over here in the left-hand portion of your screen. But this next invest that's rolling off the West African coast is now designated as 95L invest. And there's another invest that'll roll off right behind it. We're anticipating that one to be 96L invest in about the next 48 to 72 hours. As you can see, when we look at the Saharan air layer, the Saharan air layer has made a little bit of a comeback. It's kind of thick out here towards the main development region out here in the central Atlantic, but you can see that 95L has a very nice envelope of some clear air in here, and this should allow it to continue to organize. And the latest run of the European model this afternoon is showing a major hurricane just to the northeast of Puerto Rico in about 10 days, setting up a possible major swell event coming for the U.S. East Coast. Here is this other area back over here towards the bottom right of your screen. The next tropical wave likely to become 96L invest over the next 3 to 4 days. Going to walk you through the latest run of the Euro. This is this afternoon's run. We've got Tropical Storm Ian here, and we've already verified that we have swell on the buoys, and the swell forecast shows waves coming. Guys, looks like we're going into an extended period of rideable surf, and again, a possible major swell event setting up in the extended forecast. We'll walk you through that. You'll see Ian is now getting drawn up to the North Atlantic, going to combine with another area of low pressure. Again, here's that high pressure moving into the Atlantic off Nova Scotia, setting up some northeast winds in here towards the Outer Banks. Ian gets absorbed into this other area of low pressure, into a North Atlantic storm as it moves up in here towards the Northeast Atlantic. Again, here is 95L, bottom of your screen, with 96L rolling off. Now check this out, guys. We've got high pressure starting to stack, a twin here. One south of Nova Scotia or Newfoundland, and another one over here in the Northeast Central Atlantic. Now this is going to get some strong east-northeast fetch going across the top of these two systems, and again a reinforcing northeast fetch aimed in here at the Outer Banks. This image is for Saturday. Going to move you into Sunday, and you can see that the pair of twins now, 95 and 96L, have moved off into the main development region of the Central Atlantic. And look at this fetch in here, guys. This is long fetch coming all the way from the East Atlantic, connecting all the way through the Central Atlantic, and then through in here to the Outer Banks. Advance you up a couple of more runs. This is Tuesday into Wednesday, and you can see now 95L just northeast of PR, pretty much in the same location as where Tropical Storm Ian is located at the moment. 96L is now being sucked up into the North Atlantic. Looks to be a fish storm and become a non-factor, other than producing some, aiding in some east-southeast ground swell coming behind 95L. Advance you a little bit further. This is into Thursday now, day 9, and then day 10, the European model has a 961 millibar low. That is a Cat 3 major hurricane just to the northeast of Puerto Rico in about 9 to 10 days. Mind you, in this setup, the swell would already be here along the Florida coast with reinforcing swell now, possibly major swell event, as high pressure tries to stack on top of this. Mind you guys, this is one run of many more to come. It's 10 days, but what we have to look forward to is Tropical Storm Ian swell over the next 24 to 72 hours, and then that's 3 days, and then days 4 and 5, another building east-southeast ground swell from 95L and 96L out here in the Atlantic. Guys, it looks like that things are starting to heat up as far as the surf forecast is concerned. That's all we got for you for now. Stay tuned for the next update.